Knowledge be your sword, and caution be your shield. It's Monster Spotlight. It is a powerful extra-dimensional being from a 1986 novel of the same name. It spawned a two-part TV movie in 1990 where the creature was played by Tim Curry. For the sake of exploring the deeper lore of this creature, I will be referring to the book only and not the movies. Throughout its history, it refers to itself as Robert Gray or Bob Gray, taking on the role of a colorful circus clown. When in this shape, it refers to itself as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Later, the main characters of the novel renamed the creature simply It. It is eldritch in nature, comparable to many creatures of Lovecraftian lore. He is a shapeshifter, and his true form cannot be reckoned by human eyes. It has been described only as a writhing mass of orange lights called the Deadlights. It is part of Stephen King's Macroverse mythology, in which the only thing he considers close to himself in power is the turtle that carries the earth on its back. It and the turtle are two of the greatest beings in the Macroverse, having been created by an even higher being called the Other, probably what most would understand to be God. The turtle represents creation, and it represents consumption, locked in combat forever across the universe. Its favored prey is children, not out of nature, but out of taste preference. It compares causing terror and panic to salting the meat. Atop that, the fears of children are easier to manipulate and interpret into a physical shape, like a monster or a deceased family member. It can mind control people, cause hallucinations, and hibernate for decades. Its usual cycle of behavior is to wake up every 27 to 30 years, feed and cause havoc, and then return to hibernation. It's millions of years old, and having arrived on Earth during the earliest primordial eras, worked its way through history until the town of Derry was built atop its resting place. Delighted with a sentient form of prey, it refers to humans as mere toys to be played with during its feeding frenzies. Being a psychically endowed creature, it is all too easy to attach itself to the local populace, determine who to focus on, and carry on feeding. But, because of its psychic nature, it is vulnerable to things like blind belief and fearless minds. Silver was used against it during several battles, and those that believed that silver could harm it genuinely could. In addition, during its feeding cycle, every 30 years or so, it must take on a strictly physical form in order to do so. The closest shape that could be reckoned by the human eye was that of a massive female spider. While in this shape, it is perfectly mortal and can be killed, or at least injured, by normal means. It has mentions in other Stephen King works, such as Grey Matter, Dreamcatcher, The Tommyknockers, 11/22/63, and Insomnia. Most of them are single-sentence mentions and are ambiguous as to whether there is only one it, or if there is a race of them floating in the cosmos in their Deadlights form.